We are counting down the days now to the inaugural Manchester Invitational meeting organised by Brigham Sports on the 27th of May. We're meeting our final round of guests, and tonight I'm very pleased to say hello once again after a long break to the chairman of the British Athletics Supporters Club, John Standerline. John, how the devil are you?
I'm very well, thank you, and very much looking forward to actually being in the stadium watching athletics.
It's a novel thing, isn't it? It's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't. Some of the things outside seem to be unnecessarily restrictive to me, but it's nice that we're getting going again.
We are getting there. We are getting there, and we should doff our caps to the British Athletics Supporters Club because you are putting up two awards for the outstanding male and female British athletes at the Manchester Invitational.
We are, yes. We're pleased to do that. We do make awards to various other single event, so single discipline events, pole vault and javelin being a couple, and we're pleased to be able to assist Brigham with this new venture.
And who will make the final decision on that? Is there a little jury of appeal sitting in the stands? Is it a one-man vote? Will you do it on the clapometer? How will it be decided?
I think we'll watch what happens and see what the audience thinks, but ultimately it will be me and one other committee member. A third committee member is the referee, so he decided he's probably not the right person to be making a decision.
Okay. Now, it's the first chance we've had to engage with the British Athletics Supporters Club for some while, and it's right on an occasion like this that we should salute the late Jack Miller, because his passing in December of last year was a big loss for the sport, a big loss for the British Athletics Supporters Club. He was somebody who really helped turn your organisation around, wasn't he?
Very much so. The organisation had some significant financial problems when he took over, and he ensured that a good base was created, and which we have now, substantial funds that keep us going. The membership goes up and down dependent upon how many events there are in the UK, and it means that we've got some stability behind us and we can actually support grassroots athletics, not just through events like this, but things like bursaries for members. Now, funnily enough, I've only just collected all of the BASC records from Jack Miller's widow, and I've got to go through them, but there's some very fascinating old information in there.
And he was kind of the embodiment of what your organisation is about, because he could be found there throughout every single session, in the bar afterwards, chewing over that day's activities at stadiums around the world, looking forward to the next session, but always very welcoming, very larger than life and full of bonhomie. And that's kind of the welcoming ethos that the BASC has captured over the years, isn't it?
It very much so. As you say, Jack was always there. Didn't matter whether it was in the UK or around the world, and he was able to travel a lot, and very much enjoyed watching athletics around the world. But it's funny because I actually joined the club when he was chairman, and it was his enthusiasm which ensured that I joined, and subsequently became involved. But the club seeks always to support athletics, and we've just done a change to our logo to make sure that it is the athletic supporters bit of the name, which is the main one, the main strapline for the organisation, and we've ensured that that the information there is not that we're part of British Athletics. We very much work with British Athletics, but we are separate from them, but very much supporters of them, and particularly supporters of British athletes.
And what would you say? My mother-in-law travelled many times with the BASC to events. It's a nice way of seeing parts of the world you might otherwise go to. Lots of parents, lots of nearest and dearest of athletes that are on teams have made the championship extra special by time spent with the BASC. What would you say to people that are thinking about that over the coming years as a possible summer way of enjoying their athletics?
It's a double thing. First of all, the fact that you get to travel with people, and somebody will always know the way to a particular venue or a particular bar or whatever. But it's the working together and supporting the athletes. If you talk to athletes, they always say what they remember when competing overseas is the sea of union flags that they can see, and they get inspiration from that. But so it's both an advantage to yourself to go with people who know what they're doing, have been there before, as well as the supporting of the British athletes.
My announcing colleague Kath Merry is your honorary president. Before she sits down at any meeting in the UK and elsewhere, she's always got the binoculars out looking to see where you are. If it had been a normal summer, how many of you would have gone to the Tokyo Games?
I think, I'm not 100% sure of the numbers, but I think there was about 300 or 400 people who'd booked.
Fantastic. So where do you set your sights for this year and going into 2021? We obviously have a bumper year in 2022 with the sort of backlog of fixtures. What are the priorities for you for travel?
I can't see that there's going to be much overseas travel, so I think everybody is going to be watching and supporting as much in the UK. It's a pity that the anniversary games are not going to be in the Olympic Stadium, that they'll have to find a home for them. But I think what Bruggen is bringing is going to be something extra and give us another place to visit. We're hopefully going to be seeing the trials in Manchester in sort of June, July time, and they'll be very popular. But we're all waiting to find out how many of us can go, and as many as possible can get into the stadium. So I think it's going to be, for the moment, it's very much going to be a UK-based thing. I can't see many people actually going abroad for events this year, which is sad, but a reality.
Yeah, that's just how the last year or two has been, unfortunately. But hopefully things will open up over the next year or so. Yeah. You kind of have official status now, don't you? I remember that the seating plan for the London World Championships, I think, included a zone that was set aside for the Athletic Supporters Club because of their ever presence at every session. So you do have official status now, don't you?
Yes, we're just in the process of finalising a new agreement with British Athletics, but what they do is always allocate a British Athletic Supporters Club section, or sections, should I say, because there are different ones around a stadium, because people like to watch from different viewpoints and watch different sports, different disciplines. So yes, we'll always get a BASC block, and they will get first choice of those seats, which are usually the better ones.
Very good, and that's exactly how it should be. It should be the fans and that support the sport year in, year out in good and bad conditions. What's your personal favourite event and your personal favourite athletes that you look out for?
Relays are the favourite, followed by pole vault, I think, and I shall be watching our world record holder this coming weekend and see if he can survive the weather of Gateshead and perform. But those are the two that I like particularly to watch.
And we'll have Charlie Myers as one of our guests, who's one of the stars of the men's pole vault at the Manchester Invitational, joining us tomorrow. So hopefully the conditions will be favourable. But it's been a bit of a dodgy old May so far, hasn't it?
Yes. As we record this, I'm looking out of the window at solid rain.